Hello everyone! If you want to learn about hair porosity and find out what hair porosity you have, then keep watching. Even if you don't have the same hair type as me, hair porosity is still a good topic to learn about. It may help you refine your hair care routine and get the best results out of whatever hair type you have. Also, thank you to Kels for sponsoring this video and for providing me with some amazing products that I'll go through later on in this video. What is hair porosity? Hair porosity is basically your hair's ability to absorb and retain moisture. It affects how well oils and moisture pass in and out of your hair cuticles. So closed, flat cuticles make it harder for moisture to get into, and this means you have low porosity hair. And then you have more bumpy and open cuticles, which means you have high porosity hair. We'll get into the different characteristics of these soon. First of all, everyone's hair is different, and especially for curly girls, we know what personally works for us and what doesn't. This is just my personal experience with my hair type. I did a porosity test a couple of weeks ago and I was kind of shocked with the results I got because I always assumed I just had normal average hair porosity. According to the test, which we'll go to in a second, I have low porosity hair. I was like, what? Really? But after doing some research on low porosity hair, I was like, this kind of makes sense now. So if you guys want to find out your hair porosity, there's a few different tests you can do. So the first one that I did was the sink or float test. Basically get a cup of room temperature water and a few strands of your hair. Make sure there's not much product on it and they're pretty just clean and plain. You can go get some from like your hairbrush or something. I don't want you to like rip your hair out or anything. Place them in the cup of water and see if they sink or float. If they sink to the bottom, you have high porosity hair. And if they float on top of the water, you have low porosity hair like me. And if your hair's kind of in the middle, kind of slowly sinking through the water, you have normal/average porosity. This test might not be 100% reliable or accurate, but it can give you an idea of how well your hair absorbs water. So yeah, I kept checking the cup over the course of an hour and it still hadn't gone through the water. It was still floating on top. And I actually did it again today. I made sure it was like from a different part of my head and it still didn't sink through the water. It was still floating on top. My cuticles are strong little suckers. The second test you can do is simply spray some water onto your dry hair. If the hair kind of beads onto your hair, it doesn't really sink in, it's kind of sitting on top, then you have low porosity. And if the hair simply gets absorbed into your hair quickly and easily, then you probably have closer to high porosity hair. Also, if you just take a strand of hair that's still connected to your head and run your fingers along the strand towards your scalp, if it feels really bumpy, it feels like it's going to break easily, you probably have more high porosity hair. If it feels quite normal and smooth, you probably have normal porosity. And then with low porosity, it feels more dense and hard. My hair kind of feels smooth but also a bit dense. So maybe my hair's a mixture of normal and low porosity. These things are hard to determine. There are certain characteristics of high and low porosity hair. As I said, everyone's different and some people might have characteristics from both ends. I don't relate to all the characteristics that are described for low porosity hair, but I will list the ones that do apply to me. Number one, it takes longer for water to fully saturate my hair when washing. I mean, if I stand under the shower and there's water going through it, it takes quite a while for it to actually get all wet. Whereas people with high porosity hair, it probably takes a very short time to like stick your head under the shower and get it fully drenched. I have to actually massage my hair and make sure it gets water everywhere, because if I just sit under, it will probably be dry at the back bottom of my hair because the water just doesn't go through easily. Number two, it takes 4 to 5 hours for my hair to actually fully dry without a diffuser. So that's a characteristic of low porosity hair. If your hair takes a long time to dry, that's because your cuticles are closed and it's very slow in absorbing that moisture and the styling products you put in. In summer, it's way better because it's hot and my hair likes heat and that helps open up your cuticles and absorb moisture easily. But because it's winter here in Sydney and it's really cold, these days it's so hard to dry my hair, I usually diffuse it now. Number three is that 2 to 3 days after washing, the ends of the hair get really dry and the scalp kind of gets more moist. I get really dry ends easily, even just 1 day after washing and styling my curls. Yeah, my hair finds it difficult to retain moisture. Next characteristic, number 4. My hair likes heat. What I found in research is that low porosity hair tends to like heat because heat opens up the hair follicles and allows more moisture to get into the strand. I read a lot online that hooded dryers are good for drying curls. I don't have one of them and I don't know where to get one in Australia, but what I tend to do is if I've put a mask or conditioner on and I feel like my hair just really needs extra moisture, in the shower I'll put a shower cap on, and the steam from the shower will help create like heat and humidity, and I'll leave that on while I do other stuff in the shower, shave, wash, whatever. But yeah, the hot steam and the shower cap really helps ensure that the cuticles are open and absorbing as much moisture as possible. Another characteristic, number 5, I shampoo more frequently. Lots of curly girls follow the curly girl method, and this kind of promotes to not shampoo regularly. It promotes to co-wash and only use conditioner in the shower most of the time. This never worked for me because my ends would get really dry and then all this product would build up in my scalp, and my scalp doesn't get oily, but it just gets a bit matted and gross if I don't put shampoo. And I found through research that a clarifying shampoo is really important for low porosity hair, so that makes sense why I felt the need to shampoo my scalp. And you want to find a shampoo that works for you and removes product buildup but doesn't strip your scalp of the natural oils. And I'll show you the shampoo that I love to use. This is from the Poppin' Pineapple collection from Curls, and it's the So So Clean Vitamin C Curl Wash. This works wonders for me. I find that it's a good deep cleanse without being too heavy, and it doesn't make my scalp dry either. When I was researching, a lot of low porosity girls said that their hair loves deep conditioning treatments. Some low porosity people don't like heavy treatments on their hair. Of course, that depends on how thick your hair is, density, texture, and all that, but you've probably heard me say on YouTube that I love hair masks. My hair loves a good deep condition because, as I said, my hair gets really dry easily and I always want my curls to be bouncy and moisturized, so deep masks are amazing for low porosity hair if you have similar to mine. I don't overdo it with treatments. I probably do around 2 to 3 a month. I'll show you what mask I'm loving right now. And this mask is from the Cashmere and Caviar collection by Curls. Masks are my favorite things to try, and I was so excited to try this mask. So moisturizing. Got the Cashmere, Caviar, and it's also packed with a lot of antioxidants and vitamins. But yeah, this combination worked wonders for my hair. And in terms of porosity, I feel like this is going to help lock in that moisture for a long-lasting effect. I love the Blueberry Bliss collection from Curls. I remember when I first started going curly, I ordered the Blueberry Bliss gel, and I just love the smell of that gel and the hold that it has. This is the leave-in conditioner from the same collection. This has been my go-to for the past week. I feel like my hair reacts really well to blueberry extract, and it's also got coconut oil in it as well. I think ingredients like coconut oil and aloe leaf juice work really well in sealing in that moisture for low porosity hair. And it's also sulfate, silicone, and paraben free. Amazing! I was really excited to try this aloe and blueberry juice curl moisturizer. I love things that are in the form of a spray. I feel like it's so good for day 2, day 3 refreshing. As I said earlier, my hair is bad at retaining moisture after day 1 of washing, so day 2 and day 3 I usually have to use a spray to make sure there's more moisture in my hair and to get rid of any frizz. This is a great curl refresher, and it will help define and add that extra moisture that your low porosity hair needs. It's also sulfate, silicone, paraben free. I think aloe vera and, as I said, blueberry work really well for my hair, and these are natural ingredients in this spray that help add shine and add extra strength. So I've talked about this gel a lot on my YouTube, and I've used it in previous IGTVs. This is from the Ultimate Styling collection. It's the Be in Control Curl Sculpting Gel. I always like to use a gel last, and that will help lock in that moisture and definition for my curls. I think adding a gel for low porosity hair at the end of applying a leave-in conditioner and whatnot will help seal in all that product and moisturization and help define your curls as well. As I said, aloe leaf juice is amazing for my curls. So it's got a lot of vitamins, formulated with vitamin-packed aloe leaf juice to protect and grow hair. I usually use foam hold gels because my low porosity hair does struggle to keep definition, so a firmer gel is usually my preference. But yeah, this is what I used for my hair today, and the definition is on point. This is great for wash and goes. I tend to pick it up when I want my hair to stay defined. If I have a photo shoot or something, it's very reliable in keeping that definition and also keeping that moisturization. All right, that's all I have to say about porosity. Hopefully I didn't bombard you with too much information. If you're interested in your own hair porosity, I encourage you to try out those tests that I mentioned and comment down below what you find out. Let me know what your hair porosity is and what your tips and tricks are for achieving the best, most juicy curls. If you wanted to try out any of the curl products that I mentioned in this video, you can use my code. I'll leave it on the screen. And don't forget to use my link, which I'll leave in my bio. It will help me out a lot. Let me know if you like this kind of educational style IGTV. Let me know if you want me to cover any more topics to do with curly hair. I'm going to be doing another IGTV with curls on the topic of moisture, so stay tuned for that. That'll be up in a few days. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video.